Hey, look, we're here.
We're here. We made it.
We've made it. We've made it to Jacksonville, Crooked River. Scott Chicken.
George Carnage.
Hello, George Carnage. How are you today?
Nice to meet you. We're doing well. About yourself?
I'm here. I don't have my glasses, so we'll see what I can see on my hand.
Sometimes just the fact that you're here is good enough.
Exactly. I'll be able to see the game. I just don't know if I can read my notes. I can read this one that says that Jacksonville, the number 5 seed, is taking on Crooked River, the number 10 seed.
Yes.
These teams both lost yesterday.
Right.
With Jacksonville losing to Gotham in the first round, and Jacksonville lost to the Los Anarchists in I didn't see that game, actually. I'd left by the time. I'd been here all day. Were you around for the Jacksonville?
No, I was not. No.
Then we can offer no insight into how that game went.
Unfortunately, we cannot, but if you've been keeping track with us all weekend, maybe you know this yourself. So
that's true. It was a good game. I saw the score. It was a little, I think Los Anarchists sort of pulled away second half, but Jacksonville looking to come back strong. They have played, these teams have met before, Jacksonville winning 255-86 back in April.
86 back in April. So right now, Jacksonville, I think they're ranked number 5 here. Is that what we're looking at?
That is what they are.
Ranked number 5.
Crooked River ranked 14th currently in the JRDA.
Okay.
And moving ahead out of this game, the winner, I'll try not to block the camera with this. Winner will take on Rose City in our 6 p.m. game. And the loser moves on to play the Chick Whips, who we just saw play FOCO moments ago.
Right.
They will play tomorrow morning at 10.
Tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. So thank you for everybody for joining us here on WFTDA.tv. And here in just about a minute, we're going to get our game underway.
Yeah, we will. Let me introduce. Which team would you like to roll
Why
with?
don't I take on purple first?
All right.
If you don't mind.
I do not mind
at
at all.
On the purple team, that's Jacksonville, coming to us from Jacksonville, Florida, number 101, Ariana Cantrell. 120, Evil Apple. 123, Purple Warrior. 113, Haley Sperling. 17, Taryn Spence. 20, Scully. 24, Solar Flare. 37, Elena Young. 4, Brianna Page. 5, Shandice Griffin. 62, Olivia Glisson. 63, Null. 713, Melkert. 719, Mad Dog Maddie. And number 8, Annabelle Hines.
And the Crooked River Roller Girls varsity team playing in black today. We've got number 047, AK-47. Number 10, the Flying Fish. 100, Rainstorm. Number 1000, Tie Dye. 110 is Little Miss Perfect. 16, Walking Dead Bear. 171, Flying Squirrel. Number 22, Kryptonic K. 2674, Starry Skies. Number 42, Adrenaline Rush. 47, Sophia Scorin. Number 5, Sharkbait. Number 61, Killmore Girl. 666, Devlin. And number 88, Megan U. Fall.
Okay.
And, I heard almost a whistle, but probably from the track behind. But it looked like a nice blank track in front of us.
We are getting a little bit of bleed over from the venue here. We are up on the mezzanine. The mezzanine is shared between 2 of the rinks here at the Feasterville Sportsplex in Feasterville, Pennsylvania, just a little bit northeast of Philadelphia. If you've ever been to or seen ECDX, this is the same venue. So if you've been up here, you know that we're up here on the second floor of this. We have a kind of almost a bird's eye view of the track here.
Yeah, it's kind of nice, although there is, I think I mentioned yesterday, we're looking through a chain link fence and then the hockey screen to block the pucks. Right. It's not the worst, but we're not just like right there on the track. But that's all right. So we do have some referees who are currently doing some gear checks on Jacksonville, our skating refs. Sergeant Major Harley Quinn Davidson, Strapping Youngbeard, Honey Badger, Flo Block, Sir Lancelot, Richie Cranium, and Guinness.
And your non-skating officials, the officials there in the black shirts, Toxic Narcotic, Ms. Hyde, Melotrauma, Optimus Prime, Nellfire, Prim Reaper, Hannah, Burian's Havoc, and Dano.
Wow, Burian's Havoc.
This is the first roster I've ever seen for Jacksonville here that really, they're using their legal names. They're not using Derby names at all, and we've seen that kind of becoming a turn in the past couple years in Derby, moving away from a Derby name. But this is the first one I've seen where, other than maybe 2 people on that roster, everyone's using their actual name.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I know that, for instance, my kid and some of her teammates are on the Team USA West team, and some of them are using their legal names there, but they use the Derby name on their home team. And I'm like, why are you doing this? I don't know. I just felt right. So that'll make the call much more fun when we get to that, because I'll have to remember who's who. who's going with which name.
I'm guessing I have the advantage here because I don't know any of these skaters.
That's perfect. You're like, oh, what's the number? Okay, that's what I read.
I have no bad habits going into this.
Always. Sometimes that's good. Sometimes worse, but the change of the name always as an announcer, that always throws me off.
It's kind of backwards if you're a house announcer. Usually, if you just have a local game and you're the only announcer there, and you've known the skaters for years, and you know their real name, right? You forget their derby name, and you say, "Oh, well, so and so." Wait a minute, what's their actual? What's their derby name again?
What do they go by?
Yeah,
it's not Jane. It's somebody else. All right, Jacksonville chanting and cheering.
Right, you can see that circle right there on the bottom of their screen. They're getting ready, and they're getting pumped up.
And Crooked River just hanging on the bench. They're like, we're just going to chill.
They're just keeping the mojo going there. They're just kind of
relax it up. And
they're not. Maybe they've already done their pumping up and they don't want to overdo it.
That's right. You don't want to get too pumped.
Right.
All right, so I did catch Crooked River sending out number 100, Rainstorm to jam. Didn't see the number on the.
We're seated in front of the pivot line, so we're completely disadvantaged here for the jammer numbers.
Kind of the wrong angle.
As soon as we make note of that, we'll make sure that you're aware.
It is Olivia Glisson at the scorers at least popped that up, and Glisson is through.
Number 62,
lead jammer.
Olivia is lead. And Olivia now, very quick lap around the pack on a scoring pass. Nice, goes up there kind of toward the outside of the track, clears the pack there on a scoring pass and calls it off. And that's 4 on the board for Olivia.
And our first penalty of the game, multiplayer block, sending a couple of Crooked River skaters to the penalty box. Obviously there was a second penalty involved, I just didn't catch that one. So we will have a 4-on-2 advantage in the pack for Jacksonville Duval. A 4-1 lead for Jacksonville as well.
Again, if you're just tuning in, the purple team is Jacksonville Junior Derby from Jacksonville, Florida.
And in the black, the Crooked River Roller Girls with Walking Dead Bear jamming. But Purple Warrior for Jacksonville, number 123, lead jammer.
So that's 2 leads in a row now from Jacksonville. And Purple Warrior tries to get through on the out. And scoots to the inside, completes her scoring pass, and that's a 5er. That's 5 on the board. That might have been a Grand Slam scoring pass there.
Well, it was. The Walking Dead Bear finally able to fight out on the back stretch as the Purple Warrior sliding through for another 4 points.
So that was a 9-point jam by Purple Warrior so far.
And that takes Jacksonville to 13. Walking Dead Bear held scoreless. Crooked River still sitting at 1. Hey, if you want to interact with us, please use the hashtag #Talk2JRDA. That's talk number 2 JRDA. If you've got questions about the action you're seeing this weekend, or you would just like to, I don't know, compliment us on something, use that hashtag on the Twitters. Don't forget to follow the JRDA on Twitter as well, using @JRDA_rocks.
Feedback and comments are always welcome. We like having our fans a part of what we do here, so we do want to hear from you.
Sophia Scorin jamming against Elena Young.
Going into our 3rd jam of the game. Very strong defensive wall there up front by Crooked River. Holding back number 37 there, Elena Young. And Elena almost gets through. She does pick up lead, takes a tumble there, comes back up. So lead jammer is now established to Elena Young for Jacksonville. That's 3 leads in a row now.
Yeah, Elena Young did get bumped down, but only the one little hand going out of bounds. So not enough to force a recycle.
So Elena is now around the pack. I see a helmet tap on a referee, so there's a Grand Slam. There's a 5 on the board by Elena.
And Sophia Scorin finally clears the pack.
Right, both of our jammers now scoring passes.
And Elena Young taps the hips, but 2 points up for Crooked River.
3. That's 3.
No, 2, 3.
2.
Hard to see. Again, you got the fence. I got 3 on the.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 2 and 3. Right?
One jam ref's holding up 3. It's holding up 2.
3, and with the blue, the purple, and the black, the wristband looking almost exactly the same.
Very
from here.
Ineffective, and you're several hundred feet away.
So 21-3 is our current score with 26.5 minutes to go in the first period. And everyone tumbling over each other on the start line.
Tight pack there on the jam line. Number 5, Shandice Griffin is jamming for Jacksonville. Well, let's see if she can maintain their record here of having lead.
And we've got Kilmore Girl jamming for Crooked River up to the front, challenging the bridge.
Oh, no.
And, the offensive assist from Crooked River, taken out their own jammer.
Shandice Griffin is actually off the track on a penalty. I didn't catch the hand signal for that, so this will be a power jam for Crooked River.
And lead jammer for Crooked River first of the game, and the Crooked River fans.
That's number 61, Kilmore Girl, picking up lead on this power jam.
Yes, Crooked River fans clanging the cowbell in the corner.
But right now, Shandice Griffin is standing on her final 10 seconds in the penalty box, but Kilmore Girl still determined to make full advantage of this power jam that she's on. Now Shandice Griffin's back onto the track. Now as long as Kilmore has passed at least one blocker, she's getting that 5th point.
She is, and multiplayer block thinning out the pack for Crooked River. As Shandice Griffin bumped to the infield. Kilmore Girl sort of ran into the back of the wall and just fell right back at the front of the pack. Now back up as Jacksonville turning to offense.
Shandice Griffin's out of the pack now. There's our not lead jammer hand signal. Shandice now starting her first scoring pass of the jam. That jam is over. I'm hearing those 4 whistles. So that's 4-0 in favor of Crooked River.
So that takes us to 21-7.
Yes.
As we're closing down to 24.5 minutes in the period. Nice long jam. Crooked River taking full advantage of that power jam. Getting a good shutout. First shutout of the game for Jacksonville.
Pack advantage going to Jacksonville as well, as Crooked River has 1 blocker in the box serving a penalty.
And Olivia Glisson back out with the star for Jacksonville, and rolling through, no pass, no penalty, not lead jammer.
Yep, number 100 there for Crooked River taking lead. That's Rainstorm.
Yep, so Rainstorm, lead jammer is available as Rainstorm gets bopped under the face mask and a high block is called.
That's 5 on the board for Olivia Glisson now. Even though she's not lead, she is on her scoring passes.
Oh, and a forearm penalty, sending Rainstorm to the penalty box and getting the double in-sub penalty for not leaving the track quickly enough. So a full minute penalty power jam for Olivia Glisson.
Yep, Jacksonville already up quite a few points now. Now on an extended power jam. There's another 5 on the board by Olivia. Crooked River now probably looking at working full defense, trying to at least lessen the damage that Olivia is going to do when she's on these scoring passes.
Right, and as they keep trying to group up, the Jacksonville blockers moving on full offensive mode and just blowing apart every attempt that Crooked River makes to group up.
This jam is certainly not working in any form of advantage for Crooked River, because not only do we not have a lead jammer, so we're going to run the full 2 minutes, but this is an extended power jam for Olivia. So this is certainly going to do some damage to that score. And there's Olivia on her scoring pass now. Scoots to the outside.
And just keeping the toe stop in bounds.
There's another 5 on the board.
Getting up off of the wheels, so 25 total so far as the power jam comes to a close. Rainstorm now out of the penalty box and about to engage the pack. Glisson rolls through with 5 more as the jam comes to a close. 30-point jam for Jacksonville, taking them to 51. And Crooked River held scoreless at 7.
Starting our next jam, Jacksonville 51, Crooked River 54.
And we got the Purple Warrior with the star for Jacksonville. Number 123 will catch the Crooked River jammer when they get her on the corner.
Oh, Purple Warrior taking on a bounce on a straightaway. She's got to re-enter behind that blocker. And a back block penalty being assessed to number 16, Walking Dead Bears. Going to be another power jam for Jacksonville. There comes Purple Warrior out of the pack with lead jammer.
And not only power jam, but only 2 blockers on the track for Crooked River. So Jacksonville not even moving on the offense on that point, just letting Purple Warrior do the dodging as nobody's moving, so it's hard to get in the way.
Yep.
Now Jacksonville Duval back to full strength as Walking Dead Bear out of the penalty box.
Now, she hasn't completed her initial pass yet, so Purple Warrior is certainly well ahead of her as far as her progress in the jam. There's another scoring pass complete, and that's 4 on the board there for Purple Warrior.
Yep, so 14 total. As Crooked River now back to full strength as our final blocker, 666 Devlin, is released from the penalty box and back into the wild. And just as I say that, a forearm penalty breaking up the blocker core of Crooked River. Walking Dead Bear had exited, cleared the pack. Purple Warrior calls off the jam, an 18-0 run.
Jacksonville having several packet advantages in these past couple jams with blocker penalties on Crooked River, and then that power jam that we saw 2 jams ago now by Olivia Glisson, who actually put 30 points on the board in that period of time.
Yeah, and early in the game, that is a real killer on the team. I can feel, you can sort of feel like, 30 points.
Yes.
It was 21-7, that's closer, but then you get that 30-point jam in there. Kryptonic K jamming for Crooked River, but pushing through the front. That is number 37.
That's Alana Young. Alana Young picking up lead jammer now, and almost 1 lap ahead of Kryptonic. Kryptonic is still stuck on her initial pass in that pretty strong 4-wall by Jacksonville, keeping Kryptonic out. Well, Kryptonic's knocked out of bounds there on the apex. Certainly is going to be a lap point coming out of there with a grand slam. There's 5 on the board.
But Kryptonic K able to clear the pack. As Alana Young takes a shoulder, calls off the jam.
We've been seeing some amazing athleticism by these skaters this weekend. Just completely blowing me away what I'm seeing by these junior skaters. So what we're seeing now, the championships, they've already gone through the other championships and tournaments, and this is where they've ended up. So we're seeing right now kind of the best of the best.
And a timeout called by Crooked River. Good time to mention, speaking of the best, WFTDA's best are coming to your WFTDA.tv later this year. We'll start off with the 2018 WFTDA Continental Cups. They will be streamed live right here on WFTDA.tv, starting off with North America East coming from Kalamazoo, Michigan. That will be August 17th through 19th, hosted by Kalamazoo Derby Darlings. Then we head to Omaha, Nebraska for North America West, the 2018 Continental Cup hosted by Omaha Roller Girls. That's August 24th through 26th. And the final Continental Cup will be Continental Cup Europe, hosted by Birmingham Blitz Dames. That's October 27th through 28th. Your watch passes go on sale July 31st. Stay tuned. Those should be good and fun.
There's our rolling whistles, so our timeout's coming to an end here.
So looking at lead jam for the half so far, Jacksonville 5 of 7 jams. Crooked River has had it for 2. And a 52-0 run by Jacksonville in the last 3 jams.
Looking at number 5, Shandis Griffin jamming for Jacksonville once again. Shandis has been pretty common here in the general rotation, doing a pretty good job, but picking up lead, number 61, Kilmore Girl for Crooked River.
Nicely done. 3rd lead jam for Crooked River.
And actually, Jacksonville's jammer, that's Shandis, is off in the penalty box right now. So this is a much-needed power jam for Crooked River, with Kilmore Girl coming out of a scoring pass at this point. Oh, taken down there on the straightaway.
And that was a back block on Shandis Griffin.
With no pass, no penalty. So it's still a 4-point scoring pass. Not bad. Shandis Griffin now back on the track after that back block penalty, taken down with a hit. Turn 3, comes back in behind that blocker, number 10. Working defense, that's the Flying Fish.
And a multiplayer block thinning out the Crooked River pack, sending number 10, the Flying Fish, to the penalty box.
Candace Griffin coming out, completing her initial pass. You can hear her bench yelling at her to call that jam off. And she does that. Candace Griffin looks like she didn't put any points on the board for Jacksonville, but Crooked River picking up a couple.
Yep, so another 3, so 7 total. That doubles their score to 14 now. And holds Jacksonville scoreless at 73. So we got 3 on 3 in the back. I can't see half of the. We need these ref timers to get out of the way, or the penalty timers to get out of the way so we can see the penalty box. Come on.
Infernal NSOs. Always getting in the way.
Fortunately, Tom Foolery here doing production noting, no, there's 4 skaters on the track for Jacksonville. Good to have the extra set of eyes. 4 on 3 advantage. Rainstorm jamming for Crooked River. Olivia Glisson for Jacksonville. And Glisson caught up at the back. A nice tripod from Crooked River. Holding steady and rolling back. And a failure to reform penalty called on number 47, Sophia Scorin. And apparently a penalty on Glisson as well. I didn't see what the call was.
No, I don't know if I even saw the jammer penalty being issued.
It may have been a cut track. I'm not sure. There was some question of who was coming in ahead of whom. So we do have lead jammer for Rainstorm.
And a power jam for Rainstorm now. She's on her way around the track.
Oh,
she stays in bounds there. Yeah, there's 5 on the board.
Nice. This Crooked River stretching the pack out. And 1 pass done. Second one coming is Glisson out of the penalty box as well, cap in hand. And Crooked River trying to reset at the top of the corner. Jam, an illegal contact penalty called.
Olivia Glisson now completes her initial pass after coming out of the penalty box. Now ready to put some points on the board. Comes into the pack, takes the outside. They must have baited her because 27 there takes the hit on Olivia Glisson, knocks her out of bounds. She comes back in with a no pass, no penalty, and that's 5-4 on the board.
Yep, that was a low block call, I believe, sending the Crooked River blocker out. So 9-4 run. Takes us to 23-77. And we do have at least, so we got 2 blockers on the track for Crooked River right now. One of them is in the queue. So that's always fun when someone said, we'll get the 1 blocker pack at some point in this jam, as we've got 2 in the box. One will stand, the other will have to report.
Come soon.
Yep. And now official timeout being called, but not an official review, just a timeout. Coach coming out to have a chat. Referees discussing amongst themselves. I believe that will be number 16, Walking Dead Bear, with the star for Crooked River. And we will see who the jammer is for Jacksonville, because I can't read the number from here. It's too far away.
I want to think that's number 123, Purple Warrior. Yeah,
yes, you are.
It's
good
Purple
call.
Warrior. And Purple Warrior is up ahead. 2 more blockers.
Nice footwork to dance around that side.
Yep. Purple Warrior picking up lead after contending with those 2 blockers up front by Crooked River.
Yep, breaks a 2-jam string of Crooked River having lead, and we've had our report to the penalty box and a bonus extra penalty being assessed. And then number 10, Flying Fish, back to the penalty box with a cut track penalty.
Yep, Jacksonville now still having the pack advantage as they have a full 4 blockers on the track, plus their jammer who just completed another scoring pass and puts 4 on. So 4-0 there in favor of Jacksonville.
Yep, and a 9-point total as she snuck through Purple Warrior with a 5-point pass early on. Takes us to 86-23 with 14 minutes to go in the first period. And Coach Numbers, again, out having a chat with the referees. Has some paperwork, too. I'm not sure if he's like soliciting magazine subscriptions, doing a little fundraising.
It could
with the
be
referee crew.
Could be a 5-on-5 subscription there, or Stars and Stripes.
Grit, I don't know. Something. In any
It's
case,
37 there. Elena Young picking up lead once again. Elena's been jamming quite a bit and doing a really good job so far. It's 61 from Crooked River. Kilmore Girl taking the jammer star.
Kilmore Girl had lead last run through, but stymied this time as the Jacksonville pack loading up. At one point, Jacksonville's tripod was actually surrounding a Crooked River blocker. I'm like, that's an interesting plan. Check, but a cut track penalty called on number 22 for Crooked River, Kryptonic K, I think trying to jump through the middle to get to the front and went out of bounds.
5 on the board by Elena Young there, and that scoring pass, another one down, another 5 on the board.
Yeah, big swoop around the
This might
outside.
have just crossed the 100 point. Yes, we did. 100 points now scored by Jacksonville, only about 16 minutes into this game.
On a big pile up on the outside of the corner as we've had a star pass on Crooked River. And the star now on the head of number 10, the Flying Fish, who has cleared the pack and going strong around the inside for a quick 4 points. And I got him. The Crooked River able to open up that inside lane, and the Flying Fish not even breaking stride on the way through.
Okay, 105-27 if you're still with us here. 12 minutes left to our first half. 1-1 in the box from each team, so 4-on-4 there on the track.
Wait for the camera to come around so we can maybe see who the jammers are.
I think that might be Olivia Glisson, number 60.
I believe it is. And number 100, Rainstorm.
Olivia Glisson is at the front. One last blocker stops her, and there's that 2 whistles. There's lead jammer for Olivia.
Meanwhile, Rainstorm almost clear, contending with number 17. That is Taryn Spence. And Spence wins the battle, forcing Rainstorm out.
So Olivia just lost her pivot there.
Yep.
Number 17.
With multiplayer
blocking penalty. So star pass at this point kind of out of the question. 4 on the board by Olivia Glisson now as she comes back into the pack.
And that's, I'm guessing, going to be a back block.
Yep, I saw that from here. Yeah. Back block penalty going to Olivia Glisson now, giving a power jam to Rainstorm from Crooked River.
And Rainstorm hopping over a leg, grabs the 5 points. So a quick start to this power jam as there are only 2 blockers on the track at the moment for Jacksonville. Now getting some relief, but it's a 4-on-3 advantage as the penalty box empties out for Crooked River. Crooked River now lining up for some offense.
Finally some points on the board there for Crooked River. 5 points, and she's still on a power jam, but Olivia is actually finishes up her time and re-enters the track.
And this is now the highest scoring jam for Crooked River with 10 points so far and more coming as Rainstorm pushing against the tripod of Jacksonville at the front. And Glisson throws the shoulder.
Get out of my way.
Takes down Megan Ufall and pushes through. Rainstorm forced to the inside. Penalty called on the Jacksonville blocker.
So even though Olivia Glisson did go for that back block penalty just a little while ago, she came out and still put 2 more scoring passes down. And that's all said and done, 5 and 4. Yeah, from up
5
here,
to 3, I think.
5 to 3 from up here. I can't see.
Yeah, it's hard to tell the fingers.
Black and purple.
According to the scoreboard, it ends up as 11 to 15.
Yeah.
Crooked River with the win of the jam. So Crooked River now 42, Jacksonville 117. And with a single skater in the penalty box on the Jacksonville side, but super quickly through number 123.
Again, that's Purple Warrior. Be very, very common in their general rotation. There's a pretty stagnant 4-wall in the back holding back Purple Warrior, but there's an out of play penalty or probably a maybe blocking during no pack penalty given. That jam over in short order.
Yep, Sophia Scorin jamming for Crooked River, able to get out and force the call off. Only 2 points up for Jacksonville. So with 8 minutes, 40 seconds to go, 119 to 42. Once again, winner moves on to face Rose City at 6 p.m. this evening. And the losing team will take on the Chick Whips tomorrow morning in our 10 a.m. opening game.
And if you haven't been keeping up with this weekend, this tournament goes until Sunday. And then following that, we have our World Cup Monday and Tuesday. And just to make sure, they can still get that here on WFTDA.tv, right?
I believe, actually, the World Cup will be streamed live on Twitch TV.
Twitch TV, okay.
Meanwhile, Elena Young, lead jammer for Jacksonville, and whipping through with 5 points. Number 16 jamming for the Walking Dead Berry, rather, jamming for Crooked River. Also clear as we've got the micro pack situation with 2-on-1, now 3-on-1. And slowly the penalty box emptying out.
Both of our jammers on scoring passes. Crooked River coming out of that one first with 4 on the board.
And Elena Young adding a couple at the end, 2 more, I believe. That's what Tom Foolery says, and I trust him to know what the points are. So 7-4. Is our Jam 14 score. And we will reset once again. I think Rainstorm with the star. And that looks like Olivia Glisson, 62. Conveniently turning backwards on the line so that we could see the number, but go ahead.
Thank you, Olivia.
Thank you, Olivia.
Appreciate that. 100. Rainstorm picking up lead almost effortlessly now, and she's starting a scoring pass.
And deposited out of bounds.
Oh. Looks like she fell and hit her nose or her face there on the floor. She's back in the pack, though. That's not going to stop her. Rainstorm now ready to put some points on the board.
And Olivia Glisson rolling out as number 17, Taryn Spence, catches Rainstorm and holding that outside line. Rainstorm calls off the jam. Did get all 4 points. And that takes us to an even 50. While holding Crooked River, Crooked River actually, or Jacksonville rather, able to grab 4 as well. So we're now 130 to 50. And the Jam 16 starting up. Kilmore Girl jamming against the Purple Warrior. Kilmore Girl forced out of bounds. Purple Warrior pushing towards the front.
Purple Warrior is up front, knocked out of bounds in the apex there by Crooked River's defensive wall. She re-enters at the back now. Lead jammer still open and still available. It's still anyone's grab at this point. It looks like that will be going to...
Could be Kilmore Girl. Yeah, she is at the front.
Yep,
we'll see. Purple Warrior sneaking around the inside, though, and grabs... No, I believe that...
Kilmore Girl?
Yeah, there we go. I got 2 refs pointing at different jammers.
I thought she was assessed to cut track. That might have been some... That was clearly somebody else.
So Purple Warrior is lead jammer now on the scoring pass. As 2 blockers now in the penalty box, 1 from each team. Purple Warrior through with 5 points. Purple Warrior now having had lead jammer 5 times in this game.
Purple Warrior now taking on the pack. There's another scoring pass completed by Purple Warrior, 3 on the board. Initial pass complete by number 61, Kilmore Girl, but Purple Warrior calls that jam off.
Yep, and Purple Warrior grabs the second 5, so a 10-point run. Takes Crooked River to 140. We're down to 4.5 minutes to go in the period and a timeout. So yes, speaking of Junior World Cup, 6 teams. We've got Team Europe, Team Great Britain, Team Australia, Team Canada, and 2 teams from the U.S., USA West and East. That will be happening on Monday and Tuesday on Twitch TV. Monday, July 23rd, Tuesday, July 24th. The streaming address, twitch.tv/WFTDA. Both days are free for the broadcast on Twitch. Monday will be a 6-team round robin with half-an-hour games. So every team playing every other, and then based on the results of that, they flow into a seeded bracket on Tuesday, which I believe are full-length games. All winding up with a crowning of your World Cup champion. And unlike certain other World Cups, no penalty kicks.
No penalty kicks.
We will not end with a penalty kick to win the game. Possible last-minute jam. That'll be fine.
Right, right.
I'll have to remember how the tie-break jam goes, but that's okay. Purple Warrior, after that last jam, 52 total points out of 140 for Jacksonville. That's not bad offense.
Our next jam underway. Lead jammer still open. Oh, I heard the 2 whistles there. It's going to number 37, Elena Young, picking up lead once again.
And Walking Dead Bear, number, where is Walking Dead Bear? 16, that's it. Number 16. I'm like, not 100, that's somebody else.
A hit by number 666, Devlin. Tries to take Elena out of bounds, but Elena stays in and puts 5 more on the board now. And she's got a pack advantage for Jacksonville as Crooked River has 2 blockers in the penalty box. 4 more on the board by Elena. 5, another 5-pointer.
There you go, and it's 3-on-2 in the advantage in the pack for a moment there, but now back to 3-on-3 as Crooked River's pivot back out of the penalty box. That's the Flying Fish. Walking Dead Bear getting bumped side to side, reaching for the helmet cover, but not pulling it off yet as Elena Young back for a 4th pass and cuts in the inside edge. This 20 points total.
Might be one of the games I've seen where I haven't seen a star pass yet. Has there been a star pass?
There's been one
star pass?
I thought I had one, but maybe not.
It doesn't ring a bell. We've been seeing a lot of star passes.
There have been a lot of star passes.
Yeah.
In general in this tournament, yes. Oh, and there was an attempted star pass, but must have been illegal because I see.
They must have been listening to us and said, no.
See Walking Dead Bear now going to sort of grab it on her way to the penalty box and getting the illegal procedure.
Yep.
Illegal star pass penalty. Didn't catch where it happened, so could have been out of bounds, could have been on the knees, who knows.
I think I just saw a cut track being baited up there. Elena Young still on a scoring pass. Yeah. Cutting the track penalty assessed to the Crooked River pivot.
And also to the Jacksonville Jammer.
Or the Jammer.
Or a little of both. So we will start with the 2 jammers in the penalty box. Walking Dead Bear will be released upon the start of the next, but 27 points, not bad on a jam that you get a penalty at the end of. Or 28 rather, so that takes us to 168 to 50.
So Jacksonville just down 1 jammer, Crooked River down a jammer and a pivot. Not really ideal for either team, but the good news is they will not sit for the full 30 seconds.
That is, yes, very true.
I think each one might only have 5 seconds in the box, if that.
Fortunately, we have people with stopwatches to clarify that. We have an official timeout going on right now. Let's mention WFTDA playoffs. The 2018 International WFTDA playoffs begin August 31st through September 2nd in beautiful A Coruña, Spain. That is hosted by As Brigantes Roller Derby. I'm sure I butchered both of those Spanish pronunciations. We then head to Atlanta, Georgia for the 2nd playoff, hosted by Atlanta Roller Girls. That'll be September 21st through 23rd. And finally, 2018 International WFTDA Championships, hosted by Big Easy Roller Girls, November 9th through the 11th in New Orleans, Louisiana. Tickets for all of these are on sale now at WFTDA.com/tournaments. They will also be streamed right here on WFTDA.tv. So watch and enjoy. Should be very fun. If you like the junior roller derby, very exciting. The adults, they can be exciting too.
I'm not going to lie. This has been a very exciting weekend. I myself have personally not seen a whole lot of junior derby, and I'm quite impressed by the skill level I'm seeing here.
Yeah, it's always championships is always a fun tournament because you get teams that don't necessarily play each other all the time.
No, we have teams here from there's one from Iowa, Des Moines, Jacksonville here taking on Crooked River. I mean, all across the country.
So lead jammer currently Walking Dead Bear. with the Crooked River Roller Girls. Elena Young jamming for Jacksonville, both now out of the penalty box and back in the wild. Elena Young completing the initial pass.
Looks like Elena tries to get through on the outside, trips over a skater.
And shouldered out of bounds. But one penalty called for a Crooked River blocker. Tomfoolery shrugging like, I didn't catch the call. I don't know what's happening. That's all right. We know that somebody's sitting down. That's all that matters. Meanwhile, Elena Young is clear with 4 points at the front. Walking Dead Bear calls off the jam and gets booty checked to the ground at the time.
Crooked River sending out number 42, Adrenaline Rush. This might be Adrenaline's first time wearing the star for the game. Oh, everyone's taking a knee here.
Yeah, a little shaken up on that that end of the jam check for Walking Dead Bear, but is now back on the skates and heading back to the bench.
Everything's okay. We didn't even need our EMTs for that.
Nope, she called off the jam before. Yeah. Was calling off the jam right when she got hit. So
that happens
always
a lot.
A shocker. Yeah. Like, oh.
So that's 42 Adrenaline Rush, and this will be Adrenaline's first time jamming in the game.
I believe so.
And let's see who we've got for Jacksonville. That might be Purple Warrior again.
I think so, but we shall see. One blocker in the penalty box for Crooked River. Jacksonville looking at full strength. And slowly rolling back to where the Crooked River pack is. As the jammer's going back. Oh, that is not the Purple Warrior. That's number 5 jamming for Jacksonville.
That's Shandis Griffin.
And that is Shandis's for not first, but second or third jam for the.
She's jammed a couple times so far in this game. Lead jammer still open. Shandis up front, picks up lead. So lead is closed now, as we say. Number 42, Adrenaline Rush, still stuck in the back of the pack behind Jacksonville's defense.
Shandis Griffin going for the apex, lands the foot out of bounds, carefully running back to the infield and calls off the jam before Adrenaline Rush can get back.
That's a 1-0 jam there in favor of Jacksonville, putting that 1 point on the board.
And that takes us to halftime. Hey, look, 173-53, Jacksonville with the halftime lead. So, pretty decent game. I think the expectation coming in, as Jacksonville had beat Crooked River before, they were much higher ranked. It feels like Crooked River is holding their own. They don't feel like yesterday in the game with Gotham, they were very close for a bit, and then Gotham started getting some leads, and it felt like Crooked River kind of imploded. And this game, it feels like they're not. They're
definitely holding their weight down in this game. They're still running a strong defense, and their offense is good too. Just Jacksonville, they seem to have the upper hand in this game, and the rankings tell us that we kind of expected this outcome, but we still have another half an hour left.
We do. We have another full half, and with the exception of a couple of large jams, Crooked River holding Jacksonville to 1 or 2 scoring pass runs.
I think the highest scoring jam we had so far, this is Olivia Glisson, put up 30 points in 1 jam, and that was early on in the game. That wasn't recently.
No. So we will take about 9 minutes off, and we'll be back with the second half.
Yes.
You are watching the 2018 Junior Roller Derby Association Championships live on WFTDA. Please stay tuned, and we'll be back in a minute. Hey, we're back.
Yes.
Scott Chicken here.
And George Carnage.
Along with George Carnage, yes.
So we're getting ready to start our second half of this game, and our producer here has put together some stats for us if you've been following us. So Jacksonville, that's the team in purple, has had some really good power jams. Highest of all is Elena Young, and Elena has put 65 points on the board so far in this game for Jacksonville. Behind her is Purple Warrior, number 123, with a 52 points so far in the game, and behind Purple Warrior is Olivia Glisson, who we saw jam quite a bit, has put 37 on the board. 30 of those 37 points were in 1 jam.
That was crazy.
So for Crooked River, who right now is 120 points behind, their highest jammer so far has been Rainstorm with 21 points and 15 points for Kilmore Girl.
Looking at the penalty board, a couple of Crooked River skaters in a little bit of trouble. We've got number 22, Kryptonic K, has 5 penalties. Sophia Scorin, number 47, also has 5 And then you get the Flying Fish with 4, Tie-Dye with 3. Everyone else below that, we didn't. They were talking. The NSOs couldn't quite get all the numbers. On the Jacksonville side, Ariana Cantrell with 4, Evil Apple has 3, Scully has 3, and Brianna Page, number 4, has 4 as well. So nobody immediately in danger of fouling out, but a couple that should probably keep an eye on the total counts.
So far, I think most of what we see have been cutting tracks. We had a couple illegal procedures there.
Yes, getting that bonus, you get the crack cut call and you don't leave fast enough, and all of a sudden, boom, 2 penalties.
One skater had the insubordination there on top of another penalty, but nothing too egregious. We're not seeing a whole lot of like big, massive hits where they go across the track or anything like that.
Right. Yeah, nothing has been. There have been no. What I guess in basketball you would call flagrant foul. No, monstrous high blocks.
No, but we are seeing that this weekend, not just during this game, but. Especially in the open division behind us, we were seeing some really strong derby.
So looking at lead jammer, Jacksonville, thanks to Tom Foolery, has counted up 13 lead jams. Crooked River with 6.
I believe that.
But yeah, Jacksonville rolling up heavily on the power jams. I think if I'm counting out, Jacksonville jammers in the penalty box 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Crooked River had 2 solid, but one of them was that double, and that led to that 30-point jam, where you got the jammer sitting for a minute, and all of a sudden you're back in 2010.
Yes.
And everybody scores all the time. So we will start the second half, Jacksonville, with 1 blocker in the penalty box. That's Ariana Cantrell, number 101. Currently sitting her 4th penalty.
I believe picking up the jammer's spot for the first jam for Jacksonville. That's going to be number 37, Alana Young. No stranger to the jam line in this game.
And I think that was number 100, Rainstorm with the star, but then she stepped behind everyone else, so I couldn't see her again. And of course, the camera. This is when I need to be able to talk to the cameraman and say, zoom in on that arm.
Right.
Pretty certain that's a 100.
I'm definitely bringing binoculars next time I do these.
See, there, you listen to me. Thank you. That's perfect. Excellent work.
62. And hey, look at this. Oh, no, I'm sorry. 62. That would be Olivia Glisson will be jamming for Jacksonville. But, yes, definitely number 100 there, Rainstorm. We're just kind of waiting for our officials to finish their huddle there, and we'll start hearing some whistles.
Yes, Sergeant Major walking back to the center of the track with toxic narcotic.
Our referees for the game, Sergeant Major, Harley Quinn Davidson, Strapping Youngbeard, Honey Badger, Flow Block, Sir Lancelot, Richie Cranium, and Guinness.
And on the NSO side in the black shirts, Toxic Narcotic, Ms. Hyde, Mellow Trauma, Bobtimus Prime, Nellfire, Prim Reaper, Hannah, Burian's Havoc, and Dano.
I think in my mind, I'm conditioned to hear a derby name and kind of wonder what it's in reference to, and it's messing with me because most of the purple roster here is legal names. So I'm like,
wow,
hey, Alana Young. What's that in reference to?
What's the pun behind Taryn Spence? Well, there is no pun. There's just roller derby. Jacksonville 173, Crooked River 53. Right. 30 minutes to glory. Winner takes on Rose City at 6 p.m. this evening. Loser moves on to play Chick Whips at 10 in the morning. And Rainstorm almost clear, but knocked to the inside.
Out of bounds there at the pivot line. Olivia Glisson is jamming for Jacksonville, and Olivia
is now heading to the penalty box with the illegal contact penalty.
Okay. So power jam for Rainstorm. No lead jammer, so we're going to have a 2-minute jam here.
The no pass, no penalty, not lead. But hey, points on a nice swoop attempt on the inside edge, but just bumped out of bounds. And now a direction of play call thinning out the Jacksonville pack. Jacksonville now 3 blockers on the track.
Olivia re-enters the pack, or re-enters the track here. So it doesn't look like there's going to be a whole lot of damage as far as a power jam. Nope, because there's a cut track now assessed to Rainstorm, while Olivia
also cuts the track. Holy cow.
If these jammers could stop cutting, that would be great.
So Olivia Glisson down with 2 penalties in the jam and a very short power jam for each jammer.
We had this happen in the previous half where both jammers went to the box almost back to back, and they started in the box the same way. And I'm not sure if it was the two jammers or not. The same two, I should say.
But either way, we're both back out now, and both on scoring passes.
So there's Olivia now back up front. Two Crook River blockers keeping her from.
And a forearm penalty
forearm
sends Glisten to the penalty box. Three penalties in one jam.
Not good.
Not good at all. Olivia was not on the penalty watch list, so she's not immediately fouling out. I don't know, might have had one or two in the first half, but
if you can kind of see her with her head down in the box.
Yeah.
She's frustrated with herself. She'll be starting this jam in the box, so power start going to Crooked River.
Yep, on my tally sheet from the first half as a jammer, I had her with one penalty. She had a back block in jam 12, so at least number 4. I don't recall if I've seen her blocking so far. And an official timeout called as Crooked River able to put 5 points on the board. So that takes them to 58. Jacksonville 173. And since the timer is consulting with the scoreboard, we get referee Harley Quinn Davidson giving us the gun show at the pivot line.
This official timeout, it's kind of a perfect storm because it's going to allow Crooked River some time to kind of regroup and see what they're going to do to maximize this power start that they were given. Try to increase their score on the board and to close that gap a little bit. We're looking at 173 now to 158.
Don't forget again to use that hashtag #TalkToJRDA. If you've got questions about the awesome action you're watching, you want to send some comments to the announcers or anyone else here at the JRDA, hashtag #2JRDA. Use that hashtag, chat us up on Twitter, and don't forget to follow the JRDA on Twitter using at @JRDA_rocks. We are posting scores, I know, after the games, and I'm guessing there's some other information going on.
We absolutely do encourage any and all interaction from our viewers. And once again, we thank you for taking time out of your weekend to tune in here with us and be here with us for these games. This will be going up until Sunday night. And then Monday morning, we're switching over to the Junior Derby World Cup.
Yeah, that's going to be a good time.
We have teams here from Australia, Canada, Europe, Great Europe and Great Britain, and we have 2 from right here in the United States, East and West.
Yep, Great Britain said, you know, I don't know if this had to do with Brexit or not.
I
think it was more like they had enough teams. They're like, we want our own team. And
maybe it's like a derby name of Brexit.
Exactly.
You know, you had Europe, and now you're going to take something off of that and make your own
and push it over.
Right.
We'll leave the politics out of the Derby. I think they just had enough teams. They wanted to bring 2 teams and went, well, we'll give the Britain team side one and the continent the rest.
They're kind of their own island, so.
That's right. Well, that should be a very fun tournament.
Yes.
I know that all the kids have been working hard towards it, and the other teams raising money. And now we've got a white scoreboard on the up on the wall for the house to look at. I think they were having troubles with that one yesterday. If you were watching which game was that yesterday afternoon? That was, I believe it was the 6 p.m. Santa Cruz Rose City game where one jam into the second half, the laptop that the score was kept on completely shut down, and we had about 15 minutes of dead air while that went on.
This is a cave for anything electronic. My calculator works. My phone, on the other hand. I am seeing some Australian flags here, and there's an Australian section over there. So some of our teams seem to be here early.
Yes, Team Australia was selling merchandise down there and apparently offering people free samples of Vegemite. Why anyone would want that, I do not know.
I don't know what that is. But if it's from Australia,
go try some.
It might eat you alive or something.
It's a spread. That's all I know. I've had it once and I didn't like it. That's my go. Walking Dead Bear jamming for Crooked River right now. As Olivia Glisson now out of the penalty box. No one yet with lead. Walking Dead Bear trying a 3rd corner apex jump.
Olivia can get lead because she started this jam in the box. So lead jammer is still open. It
is, and now 3-on-3 in the pack as one of the Jacksonville blockers sent for an out of play block and
a cutting.
A forearm
penalty
again
being assessed to Olivia.
That's 2 straight forearm penalties.
Yeah,
she had the.
That's 4 penalties in 2 jams. Not looking good for Olivia right now. I mean, she's wearing the jammer star. There, she's in the box again, and you can see the look of frustration with herself on her face. You got a power jam now in favor of Crooked River, with Walking Dead Bear putting points on the board. Walking Dead Bear gets around, knocked out of bounds, turn 4.
And calls off the jam from the knees. A little shaken up, but getting back up. And that does freeze Olivia Glisson in the penalty box, standing.
She's standing, yeah, so she's down to 10 seconds or less.
So a Crooked River coach out to have a quick huddle with the team. As I believe that's going to be Sophia Skorin, number 47 with the star. And Crooked River playing a little passive-aggressive offense, but starting at the back and just regrouping, waiting for Glisson to return. Sophia Skorin challenging the middle of the pack, a multiplayer block being called, and out the front, lead jammer, Crooked River, Sophia Skorin.
Olivia back out of the box now, back on the track. She completes her initial pass. Sophia Skorin perfectly follows the outside line, completes a scoring pass, and puts those 4 on the board. Now Olivia's back in the pack on a scoring pass, fighting her way past a perfect 4-wall there and back.
They've got the tripod with the outrigger sort of pushing on the hips. It's a nice touch, a big pile up in the corner, and a whistle blown. And the pivot for Jacksonville heading to the penalty box as Sophia Skorin clears with 4.
Olivia still stuck at the back of the pack. I don't believe she's put any points on the. Well, no, she's got a little bit of a push there. Okay, Olivia Glisson out of the pack with a no pass, no penalty.
So that's a 3-point
scoring pass.
And Sophia Skorin calls off the jam. I see a skating out of bounds penalty coming on one of the Jacksonville blockers, so they will have 2 in the penalty box to start the half, or the next jam rather. And looking like a couple of more points coming in, so Crooked River with 11, now trailing by 103, 176 to 73.
Pack advantage going to Crooked River right now. Jacksonville has 2 blockers, 1 blocker, 1 pivot in the box. Purple Warrior jamming for Jacksonville, but she is outdone by number 61 from Crooked River, Walking Dead Bear, who is lead. Now our jammers now are neck to neck, jammer on jammer. Walking Dead Bear tries to jump the apex, but she actually goes out of bounds and has to re-enter at the back, and a jammer penalty was assessed to Purple Warrior.
For a low block.
A low block penalty, so another power jam now for Crooked River.
And yes, Kilmore Girl with the star stepping through as a direction of play. Penalty thins out. Jacksonville pack more, now 4-on-2 advantage.
There's 5 on the board now for Walking Dead Bear, who is in the midst now of another power jam. I'm sorry, Kilmore Girl, who is still on a power jam.
And 5 more up, so 10 total. Now Crooked River at 83. As Jacksonville's jammer and a blocker back out.
Purple Warrior in the pack now. He's juking back and forth, gets past that defensive wall, and her initial pass is complete.
And Kilmore Girl forced to the inside, calls off the jam before the Purple Warrior can return. So a shutout, 10-0. And I see a summoning of the referees, so I think we're going to have another official timeout.
So if you're interested in catching the World Cup on Monday and Tuesday, tell us about how they can go ahead and find that.
I can do that. You can find the World Cup Monday and Tuesday free on Twitch TV. Twitch.tv/WFTDA will let you watch the World Cup both Monday, July 23rd and Tuesday, July 24th.
And there is no, let me make sure that I have this right, there is no charge to catch that.
That is what is written on the paper in front of my face right now.
So you can catch the World Cup. Again, we have Australia, Great Britain, Europe, Canada, and 2 teams from the USA for free Monday and Tuesday on twitch.tv/WFTDA.
Yes, a 6-team round robin on Monday with half-an-hour games, and then Tuesday will be a seeded bracket tournament based on the results of that round robin. It will be a good time for, well, hopefully for all. It'd be a good time for me, I think.
I don't know how you can go wrong. You get Junior Derby internationally for free.
Right.
So
the comfort of your own couch or desk.
Number 37, Alana Young, is jamming for Jacksonville, and you can feel the adrenaline from her team as she picks up lead jammer. Not far behind her, the Crooked River jammer Rainstorm coming into this engagement zone on a scoring pass. Both of our jammers now in scoring passes. I'm seeing a clockwise block and penalty being assessed to number 101, Ariana Cantrell. It's no harm, no done there, just down one blocker. Alana Young on a scoring pass now. She comes up around, looks like she's up front, and she comes out. Oh, a back block penalty being assessed to Alana Young. Jacksonville now really rolling in with the penalties, coming in heavy with the back blocks and
that's
the cutting.
That's the 6th jammer penalty in the half.
There was a low block. A low block right before that. So Jacksonville down one blocker and one jammer. That blocker coming into the pack.
And this is also the first. That was the first lead jammer for the half for Jacksonville, and a forearm penalty, sending Rainstorm to the penalty box.
It seems like when one jammer goes in, the other one's not far behind.
Yeah.
Alana Young out of the box now. Knocked out of bounds. Number 5, Sharkbait with the rollback on Alana Young, bringing her all the way to the back of the pack, just to the point where she goes out of play and reskates forward.
And Alana Young finally working through the front of the pack on the scoring pass. 5 points up.
Worked hard for those 5 points.
So Rainstorm now out of the penalty box, and a hard shot at the end of the jam to number 42 for Crooked River, as Crooked River's sort of taking themselves out in a bit there. And the helpful teammate picking her up, like, sorry I knocked you down, let's go back to the bench. So leading up to that last jam, it was a 30-3 run by Crooked River. Now swung a little bit as we're at 185-87.
Yep, our next jammer for Jacksonville will be Olivia Glisson, and a
multiplayer block sending number 16 Walking Dead Bear to the penalty box.
It's not something you see. You don't normally see jammers getting multiplayer blocking penalty. It is possible, not common.
Yep.
So there's Olivia Glisson unopposed now on a power jam, and if you've been keeping up with us, she had a 30-point jam in the first half, and she's on a power jam now. Could very well do that again. She gets in 3 defensive blockers up front, stopping her from this scoring pass.
Yep, and Crooked River tightening up that tripod and sneaking through on the inside Walking Dead Bear, as all the blockers for Jacksonville were looking to start some offense. Walking Dead Bear sneaking in behind.
Olivia Glisson making the decision to call that jam off before Dead Bear can put any points up.
So we got a 3-0 run for Jacksonville, 188-87 now.
I think that's Purple Warrior jamming for Jacksonville.
I believe so, and that looks like number 61, Kilmore Girl,
yes,
with the star for Crooked River.
So Purple Warrior, yep, number 123, back and forth, finds a weak spot, gets through with lead.
And that's now 3 straight jams that Jacksonville has had lead jammer. And a star pass on the Crooked River side, number 88.
Yep. That's Megan Ufall.
And forces the call off, so a good use of the star pass. Saw a number of star passes yesterday where it didn't quite get the jammer out fast enough. They'd get reabsorbed back in, whereas this one quickly out, forcing the call off a short 4-0 jam.
One of the games we had yesterday, we saw a lot of star passes that couldn't be completed because the opposing team's defense would actually stand backwards and watch the jammers and the offense as they came in.
So official timeout called by, well, the officials. And we'd like to remind you, in case you were wondering, what am I watching? How did I tune into this? You are watching the 2018 Junior Roller Derby Association Championships live on WFTDA.tv. Stay tuned all weekend. 2 tracks of action from the Open Division and right here on the Female Division Championships, hosted by the Junior Roller Derby Association and Philly Roller Derby. Thank you, Philly, for being wonderful hosts. It's a lovely, lovely facility. Even the parking has been, I was warned that parking would be tricky, but they've had people helping out and pointing you to places to park. It's been very convenient.
They're very accommodating here. We probably wanted to be careful of the parking because of some of us might be used to ECDX where we have a very large amount of people here, but it's been pretty good here, and we're parking in the grass, which isn't usual.
So we had I'm assuming an illegal star pass because number 61 is now back in the penalty box with the star on the head. So it must have been some shenanigans with that pass off in the prior jam. Either a penalty before that or illegal procedure on the pass itself, but a power start for Jacksonville. And
that's Elena Young. Look at that, right through the outside, picks up lead. Good job, Elena. Elena now around the track, stagnant pack, comes in right up the middle, tries to take on the outside, gets a little bit of progress there on the inside, back in the middle of the pack. And Elena takes on number 42, Adrenaline Rush, gets past Adrenaline, and there's a solid scoring pass done with 5 on the board.
Nice offense from Jacksonville, lining up and then proceeding to just sweep everyone to the outside. And Crooked River doing a good job of seeing it coming and breaking apart and still managing to get in front and slow things down. So it wasn't a super easy pass through.
Nope, Little Miss Perfect, number 110, taking Elena out there on the outside, and she's getting kind of pinballed around there through the pack and re-enters at the back.
And now we do have a star pass off to number 42. That is Adrenaline Rush for Crooked River. So Crooked River finally completing that star pass.
So Crooked River coming out. Initial pass complete. Elena Young still in full control, and she calls that jam off.
Picking up 2 more points for a 7-point total.
So Jacksonville now teetering 1 point shy of the 200-point mark. Crooked River 87, and we're about 16 and a half minutes left to our game.
Crooked River has been held scoreless the last 3 straight jams, and as I mentioned a bit ago, that was Jacksonville's 4th straight lead jammer. So Jacksonville doing a good job getting lead and then holding the other team scoreless.
I think we've got Purple Warrior jamming for Jacksonville again.
Well, now they're all tied up in a big pile. Actually, I think that's
some pretty stagnant packs here.
That's number 5, Shandis Griffin, who from the front looks similar to Purple Warrior, but is slightly smaller, I think. It's hard from a distance. They're like, oh, you're wearing purple and you got a star on your head. Okay, you're that kid.
I guess in a way they're all Purple Warriors. You can't go wrong with that.
I like that. On a cut track penalty called.
Another jammer penalty.
Beautiful run back by Sophia Scorin to draw that jammer penalty, and number 100 Rainstorm is your lead jammer and on the power jam now. And we're seeing a little out of position play block. And the misconduct as well. So Sophia Scorin heading to the penalty box on the double.
Rainstorm calls that jam off, saving some of a power jam for her next jammer. That's teamwork.
You want to share the love. So 5 points up for Crooked River, takes them to 92. And the power start will go to, I think that's Walking Dead Bear, right?
That's Walking Dead Bear. And once again, still in the box, number 5, Shandis Griffin, who's standing, so she's about to be released.
The first official timeout as I'm seeing another Crooked River blocker as we go into the penalty box. Do we have a foul out, perhaps? Yep,
yeah,
I believe Sophia Scorin must have fouled out.
I think Jacksonville was going in the second half with a couple of their skaters having 5. So,
yeah, this was on Sophia Scorin. Yeah, had 5 coming in and then got the 2 there. Thank you, Tom Foolery, for pointing to the sheet saying, "See that 5 I wrote down earlier? Yeah, that's what that's about." So Sophia Scorin has fouled out. She will exit the track area, and her penalty being sat by another skater whose number I did not catch. And that will, she's been a solid scorer and has jammed a couple at least once, and I believe she took a star pass, maybe not. Has been in the jammer rotation, however, for Crooked River repeatedly through the game. Let's see, maybe she was on this sheet. And I'm like, I thought I saw her. Nope, she wasn't one of the top two scorers, but has been in the jammer rotation, so they will have to tighten up.
So there's our referee giving us the big rolly finger, saying, let's get the jam started here.
Get this show on the road. We're into the 4th quarter now, 14 minutes and 56 seconds to go as we enter jam number 10.
Shandace Griffin, again, starting this jam in the box, standing, so she's going to be released here in 10 seconds or less.
He's going to take the long way around. What the heck? Get a run up.
Dead Bear is held up by Jacksonville's defensive wall. They've got all 4 blockers up front there.
Shandace Griffin with a quick star pass, but a cut track to number 17.
Not a good move there, because she could have gotten lead if she hadn't taken that star off. And then to boot, they got another jammer penalty.
Yep. And Taryn Spence getting the misconduct for going back on the track to pick up the helmet cover. Once you're off the track, you got to stay off the track.
Yes, you have to go straight to the box. No exceptions to that rule. So 2 jammer penalties in a row is going to put number 17, Taryn Spence, in the box for a full minute.
And a walking Dead Bear sits and then goes, so that wipes out the first of the 2 penalties for Taryn Spence, but she's still got 30 seconds to sit.
That insubordinate or the misconduct
Yep.
penalty.
So no lead jammer. We got another 50 seconds of jam to go, and I believe that Walking Dead Bear's still on the initial pass. I don't see any hand waving going on over there. She's forced to the infield as Taryn Spence now out of the penalty box.
This might be the first time we've seen Taryn Spence being a jammer, but that's because she received a star pass from Shandace Griffin shortly before that penalty that she got.
And another cut track penalty sending Spence to the penalty box.
They are just jinxed with jammer penalties. Jacksonville now
Unfortunately, Jacksonville, the defense holding up tight, and I believe we have had a star pass on the Crooked River side as well, and a cut track for the Crooked River side.
They're really
as number 10 taking the star there.
That's what we're seeing. We're seeing when one jammer gets a penalty, the other ones usually
they just want to keep them company.
Yeah, just keep them company, get themselves released earlier. Maybe it's teamwork that you want to go and get the other jammer released, so you can get released.
So, yeah, looking at jammer penalties in the second half alone.
Yeah.
As we go to an official review. We've got Crooked River with 8, Jacksonville with 7, and we are 10 jams in to this second period. So, wheels not completely off the bus, but there is some definite wobbling going on the jammer core for both of these sides.
Jacksonville's been stuck at 199 now for a number of jams. These jammer penalties are not helping them. Crooked River 103 points behind them.
So official review underway. And let's mention the Continental Cups again. Give some love to our big sisters in the WFTDA. 2018 WFTDA Continental Cups will be streamed live on WFTDA.tv starting with North America East. That's coming from Kalamazoo, Michigan, hosted by the Kalamazoo Derby Darlings. Then we head west to Omaha, Nebraska for North America West, the 2018 Continental Cup hosted by Omaha Roller Girls. That's August 24th through 26th. And our final Continental Cup will be in Europe, hosted by Birmingham Blitz Dames on October 27th. through the 28th. Your watch passes for all of those go on sale July 31st, so stay tuned. Now we got Coach Numbers having a chat at the penalty box with his jammer. The refs are discussing whatever might be the case with this official review. And it looks like we've had a jammer, Tom Foolery pointing out that we have a different jammer in the penalty box right now than
myself.
Number 17.
Didn't think
Terrence Spence was jamming, and now we've got 123 Purple Warrior. Yeah. So I'm not sure if we had a foul out or just an injury removal, or who knows. But official review is complete. And we'll see if we can pick up from the house announcer what happened. We'll pull one earphone off and give a listen. Or let Tom Foolery listen in, and then he can report back.
We do have 2 games here, so we're getting a lot of bleed over from the very adrenaline-driven game behind us.
Yes, there's a lot of noise going on over there. With
here's what's going on. Diamond City Miners is at 30, and Mob City's at 30. So that explains the excitement.
Absolutely, and they're halfway through the first half, and I know that Mob City has some very vocal fans. So yes, we do have a number 17 is standing by the penalty box, so I'm guessing perhaps that's a foul out. As we mentioned, Purple Warrior, 123, currently wearing the star in the penalty box, and number 17 is now being.
Terrence Spence is fouled out.
Could be a foul out, could be a fouled out or an ejection. In either case, leaving the game.
Yeah, leaving the game. I don't seem to remember her having accumulated so many penalties, but
wasn't. Not paying close attention. We're getting a shrug from Tom Foolery. We didn't hear anything from the venue announcers. And as we mentioned before, we are way up in the skybox here, and the referees don't like climbing stairs with their skates on. It's weird. I don't know why.
I don't recommend it.
Yes.
You can do it, but yeah.
So number 123, Purple Warrior, is jamming and out of the penalty box and rolling all the way to the top of turn 4 because the pack just decided to back up, because why not make it longer?
Maybe what we can do is get a long string and 2 paper cups. We can put one down there and one up here.
Exactly, that would be perfect. And the Flying Fish jamming for Crooked River is out of the penalty box as well, and on an initial pass, Purple Warrior with lead jammer on a scoring pass.
Multiplayer block, penalty given to one Crooked River blocker. Lead jammer going to Jacksonville. Purple Warrior lead.
And Purple Warrior threw in the first pass with 5, now coming up on a second. The Flying Fish still trying to work through the pack on the initial, but Jacksonville's defense tightening up, not letting her through.
Olivia Glisson, the pivot right now for Jacksonville, off on a penalty. She's sitting in the box.
And a star pass on Crooked River as the Flying Fish passing it sort of through the pack, but the pivot for Crooked River captured up. As we got another 5-point pass, yes, I'm seeing 5 on this, but 13 on the scoreboard, so we must have had a 5 and a 3 at some point. Finally, jam called off. That was Megan Ufall accepting the star pass for Crooked River in case you're scoring at home.
Jacksonville finally able to break that 100-point mark that they've been at for several jams now at 215. Crooked River now at 96. 11 minutes left to our game. Pack advantage going to Crooked River. Jacksonville's down 1 blocker. Official timeout being called.
When in doubt, have an official timeout. That was a very short one, though. I like that. That was good.
We appreciate that.
Just had to step out, take a breather, come back in. 10:48 to go in our game. Jacksonville up in spite of their the jammer penalty troubles, because Crooked River having jammer penalty troubles of their own. Number 37,
Elena Young.
is your lead jammer for Jacksonville.
And Elena is around the track now on a scoring pass. There are a number of whistles being blown. Thankfully, not for another jammer penalty for Jacksonville. Elena Young coming out with 5 more on the board.
And a jammer penalty going to Adrenaline Rush, who then got bounced around in the middle of the pack while trying to exit the track.
5 on the board there by Elena once again. And Elena coming into the pack. Almost goes to the outside, or on the inside, scoots to the outside, gets another 5.
Yeah, only 2 blockers on the track on that pass for Crooked River, and Elena Young able to just slice right between them and pushes through the middle of the tripod this time as well for a third 5-point pass.
Another 15 points so far by Elena Young.
Now Adrenaline Rush is out of the penalty box, had the star on the hand looking to pass, but no such luck as Rainstorm heads to the penalty box. The pivot off the table. Adrenaline Rush figures out, might as well put the star back on. And
we've been seeing quite a bit of jamming by Elena Young. So far she's picked up a minimum 15 points. So there's another scoring pass complete. So that's 19. That's a 4-point pass coming out with that one.
Actually, she had an extra 5 in there. We're at 24 now.
24.
Just like sneaking through while we're not even looking.
It's those ghost scoring passes.
Exactly. And Jacksonville content to continue running the jam because they're in the lead, and they're burning some clock and also stretching it out. As time comes to an end on this jam, 2 more points up for Elena Young. Total of 26 on the jam 26. Now. Jacksonville,
okay.
241,
okay,
96.
Second place there. Olivia Glisson in the previous half put 30 on the board in one jam, so 26 for Elena.
That's a pretty sizable run. We've got a call of a 28-point jam. That was 2 jams ago, right? For first half, she had a 28-point jam as well.
Elena?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tomfoolery keeping track.
Thank you to our
half
producer.
To half. And an official review. This one called for by Crooked River. So we will have another zebra huddle as we are rolling up to about 1:25 p.m. Eastern Time. Our next game scheduled on the calendar at 2 p.m. That next game will be our first of 2 semifinals on the female track, featuring the Santa Cruz Derby Grom Shells versus Los Anarchists. So the Battle of Santa Cruz versus LA. That should be a fun one. Might get started a little late since we do have 8.5 minutes of game time going here. But stick around. Elena has 98 points now, according to Tomfoolery. So Elena Young outscoring Crooked River to this point. Testament to the Jacksonville defense. They have been holding things down. Not giving up. I think I see they've only given up 2 multi-pass jams this half. And those were in jams 3 and 4, where we had 3 passes and then 2. Otherwise shutting down Crooked River. That's Crooked River fighting to break that 100-point mark. If we look back, what was their previous game was, where's the Crooked River game? There it is, 255-86. So Crooked River improving over that previous performance so far. They've at least scored more points. Jacksonville with 8.5 minutes to go. I don't think that they will. I think they will probably surpass that 255 mark.
Jacksonville coming into the championships with a record of 7 wins and 1 loss for the 2018 season.
Yes, and that 1 loss, I believe, to Los Anarchists, who are in their semifinal coming up tomorrow, and who beat them yesterday as well.
Can you say that might be a grudge match? that's going to be a good game.
Yep. So we will, again, nice point of the championship tournament if we get teams from across the country playing each other that don't necessarily play. Los Anarchists did a lot of traveling this year to get their required games in to make this tournament. So that's how come they're playing everybody.
Lead jammer going to Purple Warrior, number 123.
And a multiplayer block breaking down the defense for Crooked River. So we got a 3-on-3 pack as Kilmore girl number 61 is out and completing the initial pass.
Purple Warrior coming out of the pack, completes that scoring pass, calls it off, and that's 4 on the board by Purple Warrior.
And that will take Jacksonville to 2:45 and tick another 30 seconds off the clock, down to 7.5 minutes to go in the game. Crooked River still knocking on the edge of 100. And Crooked River sending out number 16, Walking Dead Bear, to jam.
Okay, pack advantage going to Jacksonville now. 2 Crooked River blockers in the box. Number 63, Noel, first time jamming in this game, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe you are correct. That is the first time I've seen Noel with the star. And Noel will now head to the penalty box.
Got a back block penalty, another jammer penalty. And a cutting the track penalty being assessed to Crooked River's jammer.
Walking Dead Bear,
we're keeping up our tradition of back-to-back jammer penalties. We're consistent with it.
And a tradition of 2-minute jams.
Yes.
This will be our, I'm not sure how many of 2-minute jams we've had, at least 3 this half.
There's Noel, she's back out of the box, completes that initial pass, 5 on the board.
And Walking Dead Bear also out on that shortened power jam. Crooked River attempting some offense on the inside, but Walking Dead Bear forced to the out. Null now 1 skater to beat. And a blocking with the head penalty, sending the pivot for Crooked River to the penalty box, as we've got a 4 and a 4 on this second scoring pass for Null and first for Walking Dead Bear.
Null takes a spill on turn 3, gets back up on her skates, is up front, number 5, Sharkbait.
Sharkbait now the lone blocker for Crooked River, and the lone skater for Crooked River on the track right now, as Walking Dead Bear again to the penalty box. Didn't catch what the call was.
5 more on the board there for Null.
A 4-on-1 as Sharkbait.
Sharkbait once again, number 5, skates up front, very close to going out of play. Sharkbait getting a penalty now, so she's in the queue for a going out of, probably an out-of-play block call there.
Could be, and now reports in as we've
in the queue, goes to the box.
Trade out. We do have 2 blockers on the track at least.
That jam finally times out. Nothing at the end of that.
And I think with the reason that we only had 2 blockers was that it looks like Rainstorm has fouled out in that last jam. I was like, why do I only see 1 chair open? Why do I only have 1 blocker on the track? Oh, that's why, because there's 1 standing.
We are starting to get a high number of penalties on some of our skaters.
So that's thinning down Crooked River a bit further. Jacksonville 19 points on that jam takes them to 264, and Crooked River getting to the 100 mark with the 4 points picked up by Walking Dead Bear on that jam. And now lead jammer going to number 8.
Megan Fall. This is her second time jamming, and she's very fast on her skates, and she's got those good strong crossovers. She gets into the pack, takes the inside. Legal scoring pass up here. It certainly looked like Megan Fall
picks up the 4 and calls
picks up 4 and nothing.
Did she? Or yep, there's the 4. I'm like,
yes.
I see the 0. And very psyched about it, and should be. That was a beautiful jump and a quick call off. Held Elena Young scoreless. So 104 now to 264.
Purple Warrior taking the jammer star for Jacksonville. For the Crooked River side, we have to wait for a jam. That's number 171. Flying Squirrel. We haven't seen Flying Squirrel jam yet either, so they're probably doing, since the outcome of the games can be predicted, is just letting the other skaters here.
Right, and
jam.
with the foul outs, they've got to, with number 100 Rainstorm fouling out, you got to start filling in. And
so Flying Squirrel flew through the pack. Not lead, but now on a scoring pass.
And Purple Warrior calls off the jam after getting held up. Did collect all 4 points. So 268 to 104. Now our next game, as I mentioned, Santa Cruz Derby Grom-Gromshells, your number 1 seed, taking on the number 4 seed Los Anarchists in our first of 2 semifinals. The winner of that game moves on to tomorrow's championship game, where they will face the winner of the 8 o'clock game today, the number 2 seed Seattle Derby Brats Galaxy Girls against the number 3 seed Angel City Junior Derby A-listers. So 2 solid West Coast semifinals coming your way today on the female track.
Number 63, Noel, jamming again for Jacksonville, and Noel, second time in a row now getting lead, I believe.
Yes, that is 2 straight lead jammers for Null. A little couple of jam break in between.
I believe there's some multiplayer block
there
hand
is some
signals.
multiplayer blockage
Thankfully,
going
nothing on the jammer.
Nope.
So Noel coming out with 5 points on the board for Jacksonville.
And Megan Ufall jamming for Crooked River and just held up at the front of the pack as the Jacksonville defense on lockdown mode. And you're in jam 17. 2 minutes, almost to the 2-minute warning.
5 more on the board by Noel. Noel's been doing very well in her jamming in these past 2 jams. It's a wonder that they didn't send her out earlier on in the game. There's another 5 by Noel. Definitely not a stranger to wearing a star.
No, not at all. And now finally a star pass off.
Number 42 there, that's Adrenaline Rush wearing the star. That jam is over. We're down to 1.5 minutes left. Could be our final jam of the game.
Adrenaline Rush had picked up a penalty earlier, but able to break free and get out of the box and grab the star.
Elena Young now taking the jammer star for Jacksonville.
And that might be, could be Walking Dead Bear. No, maybe not. Or is it? Hard to see. We'll find out momentarily. As both jammers push into the outside, Elena Young breaks through on the inside.
Yes, jamming. That's 2-6-7-4. Starry Skies. We haven't seen Starry jam at all.
And a nice spin move to get out the front of the pack, half a lap behind Elena Young, as Jacksonville now turning to offense.
Oh, Elena Young getting a back block penalty by our outside pack referee, making that back block call. Elena is seated in the jammer seat for the in the penalty box.
And Starry Skies now on the power jam, but slowed up in the corner, finds room on the inside edge and steps through with 5 points.
Good scoring pass by Starry Skies. Probably another sleeper jammer, just like Noel and Flying Squirrel. Not doing a whole lot of jamming, but when they do, they're doing pretty well.
And this will be the final jam of the game as the period clock ticking down to 0, and we've got about 50 seconds more on the game, on the jam clock. There's a second 5-point pass.
Elena Young out of the box, back on the track, so thankfully she has not accumulated her 7th penalty. 40 seconds to our game.
Starry Skies challenging the grouping of blockers in front, steps through, collects the third 5-point, last power jam power pass, as Elena Young held up in the back and bumped left and right.
Yes, Elena Young is still held up at the back by Crooked River's defensive wall.
Yep, Kryptonic K thought she had a run back, but didn't quite get it. 4 points up for Elena Young, and Starry Skies down, and the jam has been called. I believe she was shaken up, and they called it for the injury. So that is our unofficial final. 4 more points up for Jacksonville, takes them to 291, and Crooked River 119. Our unofficial final, unless more points come in at the end.
As soon as our jammer referees confirm that the scoring is accurate, we'll tell you when it's final.
We will, and you might even see it when the unofficial goes away. So after this game, we will see Crooked River moves down, and they will play the 10 a.m. game tomorrow against the Chick Whips. And Duval Jacksonville moves on. They play tonight at 6 p.m. against Rose City. Rose City losing to the Santa Cruz Derby Groms, who we will see next on this track.
So stick with us. Our next game is at 2 o'clock, I believe.
Yep, 2 p.m. That should give them, might be a little bit late because they got to give them time to warm up. But
right.
Yeah, that will be Santa Cruz versus Los Anarchists Battle of California.
Thanks for tuning in with us here on WFTDA.tv and the 2018 Junior Derby Championships.
Yep, we'll be back in 20 minutes-ish.
Ish.
The Arius Platinum is packed with new features. Reinforced toe section. Increased toe stop clamping power. Winged truck with split cushion design for easy assembly and installation. The new Arius Platinum, performance redefined.